All right, peoples. How y'all doing today? Um, it's Thursday. It's draft. It's draft night. Just getting home from work. Never quit your day job. That's entirely unacceptable. But I got some news for you. So I heard that just hearing that George Pickens is signing his franchise tag today. And a lot of people are skeptical of if he's gonna get traded tonight because it comes at an interesting time. It comes at a time where it's draft night, anything can happen, trades can be inquired, at the same time. But to the the Cowboys is not trading George Pickens. George Pickens liked Dak Prescott. He liked his team. I'll be eager to see which other team would trade their picks for George Pickens after 1 year of 1,300 yards. Like having that 1 year wonder just to get traded for like you sign your franchise tag just to get traded tonight. Doesn't make sense. And it doesn't work, and it's business at the same time, but it's not the best for the Cowboys at the moment, because then you gotta rethink your draft board now. Now you gotta actually trade out to get Jordan Tyson or a Cardell Tate, or if you want to wait for Omar Cooper, you could probably take one of those three. But the Cowboys need defense. That's totally the number one goal. You don't just trade your number two, your number one B, for a rookie. We gotta be reminded ourselves that George Pickens is still 25 years old. He ain't even hit 30. He ain't even hit his prime. Not even his prime yet. That's a good thing. So I think George Pickens is going to stay. They're not going to trade him. He's going to play on the franchise tag. He reunites with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and that offensive line. And that offensive attack. And, if we being honest, what I would pick if the defense is swipe off the board, I'll get a running back. Jeremiah, I know Jeremiah Love is not gonna be. He's not gonna drop down to 12 or 9. He's not doing that. That's not happening. But if that was a dream, my dream scenario draft would be Jeremiah Love, because you need help with you got to get Javonte Williams help in that backfield. You got to share. You got to get a running back that can share the load with Javonte Williams. Hey, bring back Malik Davis. He showed flashes through the part of the end of the season. You saw that Kansas City Chiefs game. You saw that Giants game. Like, there was multiple games where Malik Davis, when Javonte Williams wasn't on the field, Malik Davis took most of the load and carried it. So, I think my dream scenario is Jeremiah Love and either Dylan Demonin, or maybe a Ruben Bain, but that's my dream. I know it ain't gonna happen. I know the Cowboys are gonna stay in their picks unless they get a call, unless they see a player that they want, and they'll get, if it's Styles or if it's Downs, they may trade out. I mean, if I was Jones, if I was Jerry, I'd trade up and get Styles or Styles. But with Styles, I would rather go with a veteran linebacker, who knows the system already, who doesn't have to come in and teach the system. Like, they already know the system already. I feel like with any rookie linebacker is in the first round or the second round, that they're gonna have to come in and learn all the new types of styles and the system that they have to learn, for for the first week of the season. Whereas if you get a veteran like, as Wagner, or I mean, I wouldn't want Patrick Queen, but look, I think Patrick Queen would be a little bit of an upgrade than what you got now. I know people don't want Patrick Queen. I know Dallas Cowboys fans don't want him. I don't want him, but I think any linebacker, any veteran linebacker right now is totally better than what you have right now. Or trade for Jordan Brooks. I'll trade a 3rd round pick for Jordan Brooks. But it's draft night, man. I'm gonna go inside and get dressed, put my cowboy gear on, and we're gonna see who we're gonna pick for the 12th and then 20th pick in this first round, and see who we come out with. Anybody but Kendra Falk is better. I don't like him. Not saying that I don't hate the guy. He's a very good disruptive, but this season, compared to what he did in 2024, that's a big drop. No sacks at all, but he had maybe 6.5 tackles for loss. He had more pressures. He had 23 pressures this past season, but you could look at him more of as a puller. He's a puller for you. He can pull the lane open for the linebackers to cut in. He might be your 1-2 tech, 4-eye, could give you multiple ways of position wise where he can play at. And I mean, if that's all you're gonna get for a 12th pick overall, I'm not doing that. We need A1 starters, day one starters. We need players who's gonna contribute at a high level. Stats doesn't always count all the time, but it does come in handy to see how eruptive, how effective you were on the field, and how that gonna carry on to the NFL. Your mindset, your mental, and all that comes, your physical, all that comes into effect of how you play when you get drafted, when the training camp and OTAs and the preseason, the regular season, all those comes in effect. So yeah, so the news of the day was George Pickens. He signed his deal. I was hoping he will, because I mean, yeah, you don't have insurance on your on your deal. It's risky to sign a franchise tag, because if God forbid you get injured, man, that's there's no insurance for you to cover wise. You gotta pay it out of pocket. But it's good. Look, the way how this is gonna happen is they're not gonna discuss any deals. with George Pickens and David Mulugheta this year. Because they want to. This is like a prove it year for George Pickens, and I think what's going to happen is if he plays good, if he plays well, if he goes 1,200, less yards but more touchdowns, and we get to the postseason and we go further along, I think the Joneses has a track record of signing their players after letting the players prove themselves again. Dak Prescott did that. CeeDee Lamb did that. You know, Zack Martin did that. I mean, Zack Martin he didn't sign a franchise tag, but he know what he was worth. But Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb proved themselves that they, that I prove it. I prove it. But if I go off again, that's more money. That's that APR is gonna only go up. So that's what Pickens. If Pickens balls out again like he did this past season, his APR now it may not be $40 million because the franchise tag that he's signing now is only $28 million. But if he balls out this year, this upcoming season goes, and then the next franchise tag for next year, if he signs it, will be $32 million. Now, $32 million. Now, if you get a contract done, that's roughly maybe around 36 million per year. I'd say literally maybe 1 million more than CeeDee Lamb. Or maybe 2 million, because I think CeeDee Lamb's getting paid 35. It don't matter. But around there is like average. Like 33, 30. Because I'm with Jerry. I'm not going to pay two top receivers top money. No. Because I'm already paying Dak Prescott $60 million off the bat. That's crazy. Paying CeeDee Lamb 34, 35 million per year. And now you want me to pay George Pickens. All three of them tied up. That's not financial stable. Like, you're not being smart about that. So I think if they may franchise tag him again next year, or they may just let him walk, or actually they may not even let him walk. They might just trade him. But I don't see the trade talks. I mean, I'm pretty sure the trade talks gonna happen. I know because he signed his tag tender today. I know they're gonna be like, oh, well, these are the options that Dallas can go to. Jones is not gonna trade him. He's gonna play this. He's gonna play on his tag this year. He's gonna bet on himself, and we'll see what happens next year. I'm hoping that they can sign him to an extension. But if not, I would rather trade him, get as much capital as I can back from him. Since we traded our 3rd round pick for him from the Pittsburgh Steelers. But yeah, I'm eager to see what y'all predictions are tonight for the 12th and 20 pick. Just comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all on the next video. Peace out.